Alright gamers, today we're going to look at the card game Q-bert. Let's check it out. In Q-bert, the game comes with a little layout card that kind of shows you where the 4 players will go, where the deck will go, where the little snake farm, where all the little cardboard coilies will go in the game, and your mission goal is of course to create a pyramid that has at least 10 cards long. Now what every player is going to do is you're going to shuffle the big deck here, and you're going to deal 9 cards out to every player. And what they're going to do is they're going to play one of the cards in their hand and then draw back up. And that's what they're going to do every time. And there are different cards you can play. First off, there are pyramid cards. As you see here, they are different denominations. They are 5, 10, 25, and 50. Those mean how many points they would count if played in there. So how you would start the game is you'd start it by building your top pyramid and placing your little Q-bert token on it. Now, the next thing you need to do, of course, is play a direction card. Now, these are the direction cards here that can move Q-bert around the board. And what I would do if I would play this one, let's say, as you see, the arrows will tell me where he can go. He can go either up or down, slanted that way. So on my next turn, if I played a next pyramid cube, I would have to play it here because he can only move this way. If I played it here, my Q-bert couldn't move unless I played another card like this one here that allowed Q-bert to move down that way. And if I did, then Q-bert could move down to that pyramid. And what I'm trying to do throughout the game is, of course, build up my pyramid as we move. Now, if you see the 50-point cards, they have a little coily snake on it. What does that mean? Well, if you play that and someone plays a coily card on you, then they can take a coily from the snake farm, place them there. And from there on out, anyone else who has coily cards can move coily on your board one space. And of course, if coily catches up with Q-bert, Q-bert has to start from the very top and you have to start all over again. So coilies can be bad. The more 50s you have, the bigger and stronger the points you'll have at the end, but of course the more susceptible you will be to snake attacks. And these things pop out a little bit. I popped them out a little bit, but they don't really spring that well. They basically stay flat, which doesn't really matter. I mean, it's coily, it's Q-bert. This one's a little paper fold and twist on there. But other move cards you can play on here. You can play the green ball, which moves Q-bert anywhere. It says Q-bert's free to move anywhere around the board, so that's really awesome. You can move him anywhere. Of course, you could also play this card on someone. It would stop Q-bert's movement. So that's really neat. Now, the only way to get rid of coilies on the board would be, if he was at the very top where you started, yeah, he would have to be taken away. Or if you played one of these cards, and as you know in the video game, once Q-bert gets on the disc, he goes all the way up to the top, and any coilies that were on his pyramid are automatically driven back to the snake farm. Of course, if someone has another coily card, they could play it on that person and of course try to stop them. So all the while you're moving Q-bert around, placing pyramid cards, or placing cards to hinder your opponents. Now the first person to finish their pyramid gets a bonus 100 points. Now after that, everyone adds up their points because the winner wouldn't necessarily be the person who finished first in this case, because let's say I played it safe and only played 5, 10, and 25 cards. Well, someone else played a little bit more dangerous and they played maybe, 3 or 4 of these. They may win the game just because they played more 50s. Now at the end of the game, of course, the person with the most points wins. Final thoughts, what do I think about it? Folks, you do know I have the Donkey Kong card game. I reviewed that, I think last year, and I told you how much I loved it. I love this one too. I gotta be honest, I am shocked at how inventive these games were, because Q-bert back then was just a really popular game. So they were probably just slapping a name on it and just trying to sell it out the door. No, someone really actually gave this game some thought and said, let's make it fun. And to be honest, they did a great job. Is it as good as Donkey Kong? No, Donkey Kong's still my favorite card game from old video games, but this one is well worth it. Plus, it's really cheap on the internet. Now, the pieces aren't really top quality, and I hate that they sometimes get smushed in a box, but they're flat anyway. And your little snakes won't really bounce out, your little coilies. But you do kind of feel like you're playing Q-bert in a way, without the joystick. So I really do love this game, and I can definitely recommend this game because it's cheap. If you like little video games and you were wondering, hey, I loved Q-bert back in the day, I think you'll enjoy this one too. Now, if only they would make a Burger Time game, card game, or something like that. I would have loved to have one of those. All right, gamers, that's all the time I have for now. Until next time, game on.